Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got some really good weather. Me and Jack are taking the boat out, heading offshore about 8 or 9 miles to a few reefs in hope to find some bass and some pollack, maybe a few gilthead bream if we're lucky. That's the plan. Enough of me talking, let's get straight out there.
Not bad. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Mate, honestly, flicking line right now, you'll probably catch one. Yeah.
I didn't mess around once I got there. I clipped my spear gun onto my float line, did my breathe up and headed straight down to find some bass. Now, although there's quite a lot of fish here, they're not actually that big in size. Quite a lot of these fish are actually under the size limit, and it's a matter of picking out the biggest one out of the bunch. Giving it a little bit of time. As I said previously, the larger fish tend to move in last. They come from the back of the shoal, and as they get a bit more confident, they move in closer. Exactly that happened here. After about 20 seconds or so, a larger one came in, and I took the shot. Now for the second fish of the day, it was another bass. I was on the lookout for bream all day, hoping to find either some black bream or the gilthead bream, which I still haven't caught yet. Nonetheless, I took home the second bass as it was cruising past me. There was a nice sized one that popped up. Again, with my 2 bass limit reached, we decided to call it a day out here and head back in for some shallower water, and we'll do a little spot of fishing as well. As I was preparing the fish, I noticed something out the corner of my eye. Like most times we go out on the boat, and especially in the evening time, we always bump into a pod of dolphins. These ones were really playful and kept at the front of the boat most of the way back. I decided to get a little bit closer and lean out over the front of the boat, which I don't really recommend doing, but it was to get a good shot of the dolphins, and this is what it looked like. Hello everyone, welcome back. We're now back in the kitchen and we're going to cook up the bass that we caught in the videos previously. We're going to keep it nice and simple as always, and we're going to do a base of lentils, tomatoes with some herbs, and then a scored bass fillet on top with a fish stock double cream chive sauce around the outside. It sounds very complicated. It looks really nice to present if you can do it in front of your friends or family. I'll show you a quick picture now of what mine looks like, or what it will look like once I'm finished, so you've got some sort of idea of what we're going for and what we're trying to make it look like. So we'll have a quick rundown of the ingredients that we're going to use, and we'll get on to the cooking straight away. So obviously the main ingredient, the bass, we've got the lentils, fish stock, lemon, chopped tomatoes, tomato puree, some double cream, and we've got some shallots, some dill, some chives, and then some little herbs there. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, to score the fish. Now this just allows it to cook evenly, but also adds a nice look to it once it's on the plate. Now if you haven't cooked lentils, it's very simple. You add the lentils or the water first, doesn't really matter. Fill with water, put on a medium heat, add a bit of salt and pepper, and you're just going to cook those for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes until they're cooked through. The lentils are pretty much there now. I added some salt and pepper, and I actually added a little bit of chicken stock, but I mean a very small little bit, just enough to add a bit of flavour in there, but there's also going to be all the vegetables and stuff going in a minute anyway. Okay, what we're going to do now is just set aside the lentils, and we're going to cook up the tomatoes, shallots and herbs. Okay, so in a clean pan, we're going to add some olive oil. We're going to bang in the shallots. So what I'm doing here is making sure these shallots are nice and soft, and then I'm going to add in the tomato puree, the chopped tomatoes, and also some of the herbs and spices. There's also garlic that goes in it. I just missed that out. Okay, now these onions are all softened. We're going to add the chopped tomatoes, tomato puree, and then the herbs on top. Give that a good mix. Okay, once you've got a nice thick consistency with the tomatoes, we're going to add back in the lentils. Give this a stir. Okay, so next up we're doing the fish stock sauce. So all we're doing for this is 1 fish stock cube. We're going to wait for this to dissolve, and then we're going to simmer off, we're going to boil off and reduce it to about half. It's a bit more concentrated. Okay, so once the fish stock has started to reduce, and it's about 50% to what it was, and it's starting to thicken up a little bit like it has there, you want to add in your cream. Again, put the cream in and then reduce it again further until it is a nice thick consistency. Your double cream. Okay, so last step. Just before I start doing the fish, I'm not teaching anyone to suck eggs here, but for those who haven't or don't do much cooking, it's all about timing and getting things right. So I started off with the lentils and the vegetables because they took the longest. Doing the fish last, and then the sauce I've literally just finished. And I can come back to both of these, reheat them, and they're not going to spoil. Whereas if the fish, you can overdo the fish, and it can be a bit of a nightmare. So I tend to do the fish last, all the time-consuming stuff at the beginning, and then anything that I can do in between, like the sauce or adding seasoning to other bits and bobs, you can do before the fish. So last of all then, we're going to get the non-stick pan on a nice high heat to start with. I find the best way to get a good crispy skin on a bit of fish is to have a really hot pan, some nice olive oil, and you do need a really good non-stick pan. That's the key to it. I'm going to season the bass, salt and pepper, and then put it skin side down in the pan for about 3 to 4 minutes. The olive oil in there. I've already oiled the fish a little bit, as you can see there. Nice hot pan then. In with the bass fillet. Let me check the fish to see how we're getting on crispy skin wise. There we have it. Perfect. Just how we wanted it. Alright, plate up time, baby. Getting the sizing right or making it look presentable, I'm going to put the lentils and tomatoes in the dish to start with. This is my plan anyway. Tip it on the plate. Like that. A lovely bit of crispy skin bass on top. And our double cream fish sauce to foam on the outside. Little sprinkle of dill on top. And there we have it. So you've got some sort of idea on how crispy that fish is. Fantastic, literally perfect. Oh, fish is good. Okay, that's good. You can't ask for any better than that. I'm not gonna lie, I think that's literally the best
well, my best bass dish anyway. So far. Hands down my best bass dish? Bass dish, yeah. Definitely recommend giving it a go. Right guys, that's a wrap. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, as always, give it a thumbs up, and if you've got any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. That's it for this week, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, and I just have it on the side. Disaster. Trying to show the camera. Sake. How can I scoop that up?